Oh my goodness, we have some breaking news involving the sequel to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which as it turns out is very likely the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2, at least in concept, if not also the title. And it's all thanks to a brand new interview Men's Journal had, of all places, with a key voice actor from the first film, and I just gave it away, being Keegan Michael-Key, who of course voiced Toad in the first movie, and almost certainly the second movie as well. And he had some interesting things to say that gives us a better idea of what to expect from the second film, in an article titled, "The Super Mario Bros. Movie 2 features more Easter eggs for hardcore fans," but he actually teases more than that, so here's what he has to say. One thing I can say about the second movie that's a little broader in scope, and where it takes place is very interesting for the lore and the Mario world. They're going to find some really fantastic Easter eggs, and it's been very exciting so far. So this is all sounding great so far. He's excited, they're adding more Easter eggs, which is saying something considering how many were already in the first film, and it sounds like they're going to be a little bit deeper too. In fact, he actually says exactly that if we continue on, because he continued saying, "I feel like what they've done creatively is they've really widened out the universe that these characters live in, and we're going to meet some new folks. We're going to meet some new folks that are old favorites, and some folks I think are really deep cuts. But because of the way the story's laying itself out right now, these characters are going to be very intriguing," and that's basically all he had to say. But I too find this intriguing, because at the very least it sounds like we're not only going to get a broader adventure here with more locations and more characters, but it also kind of sounds like, if you read between the lines, that this movie may have more story than the first one, which I know some people complained about, the first one being a little light on story. It sounds like this one could possibly be a little deeper perhaps, especially depending on who they add to this film, particularly with some of them being apparently deep cuts. So I wanted to explore real quick who some of these characters could be. Some of these new characters, some of these deep cut characters, because I have a few ideas. Now, I'm not going to spend all day here going over every character, but there are a few key considerations here, a few Michael-Key considerations. Alright, of course, right off the bat, when you think of new characters, I think one of the most demanded, most highly asked for characters is, of course, Daisy. Princess Daisy! Everyone wants her, and by everyone I mean at least a very loud minority of people, because let's face it, she's actually pretty cool. I used to be on the hating train. I've come around. I love Princess Daisy. I think she'd be a great addition, especially if we see her, as part of fleshing out this Mushroom Kingdom, or rather, the kingdom she comes from possibly being Sarasa Land. In fact, as you may remember, one of the supposedly leaked storyboards for the Mario movie 2, which again, may not reflect the final film, did seem to show Mario and Luigi possibly in a desert setting. And it might make a lot of sense if Princess Daisy is the leader of that desert. So I think she's definitely a prime candidate for being introduced into the Mario movie 2. She's been in almost every spin-off since the mid-90s. I think it's time for her to make her theatrical debut. Now, real quick though, she's not the only key consideration here, because one of the words that Michael used I thought was interesting, being not just the Mario world, but more specifically, the universe that these characters come from. Now, I don't think he's specifically teasing anything, but it got me thinking. When I think of Mario and universes, I think of one character, of course, being Princess Rosalina. She had a major presence during the Wii/Galaxy era, and she's been in a lot of spin-offs since then as well, even though I feel like her presence has been dialed back a little bit, but I think she could be have a major role in the next film, especially because even more than Princess Daisy, they really kind of teased her general presence in the first film. Not specifically, but in a couple of ways. One, we had a Luma. A Luma was a major side character in the film, and of course, Lumas have direct connections to Rosalina, so that could be one way of introducing her, is by tying her to that Luma or other Lumas. But then of course there's the fact that Princess Peach herself teased the grander universe as well, where she's talking about how it's a big universe with a lot of stars out there and how she could be from any one of them. Well, that kind of possibly teased some kind of celestial origin story for her, maybe tying her origins to Rosalina, maybe as a sibling or maybe a mother figure. Remember, they don't have to stick exactly to what the games have done, so they could make Rosalina more of a mother type character, with Peach coming from wherever Rosalina is from. In fact, you might remember that when we saw Princess Peach in baby form in the movie, her gown, her little outfit, had stars and moons on it, again suggesting a celestial origin. So I think it'd be cool to bring Rosalina in this way, really kind of make her more of a cohesive part of the universe now that she can be introduced earlier on rather than the Mario games. My only hope personally is that they dial back the godlike elements that she has, being able to control like time in the universe and all that. I want her to be a little bit more of a human type character, because it makes her a little bit more relatable, but hey, maybe I'm alone on that. Alright, now another thing that Keegan Michael-Key said is that we're gonna have some deep cuts here, some deep cut characters. And the first character that comes to mind when I think of deep cuts is, I mean, I guess it's not that deep of a cut these days, but the fact that he's been ignored for so long, I think basically makes him one. And I would love to see freaking Wart as an Easter egg at the least. Now, he doesn't have to necessarily be from a dream world or anything, but just make him a character. Come on, Wart's been ignored for so long, for so many decades, with his only recent appearance being in the remake of Link's Awakening, you know, because he was basically a reference to Wart in that game, even if he was technically a differently named character, but in looks alone, he was obviously based on Wart. I would love to see Wart finally come back, even if it's just like a tiny Easter egg in the corner, or maybe a character just mentioning they had a dream about Wart. I don't care what it is, we gotta bring Wart back, and what better way than in a theatrical re-debut for the character. I think that'd be fantastic. However, if you want to talk really deep cut characters, especially ones that tie into the universe, I've got one even better for you. And that is frickin' Totanga, the nemesis from the Mario Land games. Even though he technically appeared in Mario more than Wart, I feel like he is so much more overlooked, because he never gained the foothold that Wart did when it came to like general mindshare for characters. Totanga is one that almost no one remembers, even if you played Mario Land, and I think it'd be fun to see him referenced in some way, even if, you know, maybe he could be the major new villain, giving Bowser a reason to team up with Mario and Luigi, which I'm basing right now on absolutely nothing. That seems to be like a possible fun evolution for Bowser, if not in this movie, at some point in the future. And again, Totanga coming in as a common nemesis for everyone would be a great way of doing that, considering, you know, kind of like how they you know, justify Bowser working with Mario in Mario RPG and some other Mario games. In fact, Smithy is basically an alien too. So yeah, bring it to Totanga, I think, or Totanga, whatever, however you pronounce his name. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So there you guys go, that is the news update we have on the Mario movie 2. Again, nothing too concrete, but it's fun to hear any level of detail at all right now, especially considering it does give us some idea of what to expect in terms of scope for this movie, which sounds broader in terms of locations, characters, and hopefully the story as well. And I'm really excited to see what they do here, because I am a massive fan of the Mario movie, the first one, not the live action one, the new 2023 one, and I can't wait to see what they do in the sequel. In fact, I have a massive project coming up soon that goes even more in depth into my love and admiration for the first Mario movie. So stay tuned for that. I'm hoping to get out in the next few weeks. But until then, let's speculate what Mario Movie 2 can be. So let me know in the comments below what you think of not only Keegan Michael-Key's comments and what you think they could mean, but my own ideas as well for the second film. And I'm sure I have more to say about that in the future as well. But I just want to get this quick news update out there, because when it comes to the Mario movie, I'm there for it. I can't wait. And we're only, 2026 sounds like a long time away, but it's only a year and a half away from April 3rd, I think, April 2nd, whatever date they gave for this movie, because it's really not that far away, and it'll be here before we know it. We'll probably be getting trailers next year, probably about a year or so from now, if not possibly a little sooner. I can't wait, I'm excited, and yeah, let's see it. Alright everyone, thanks for watching, we'll catch you later, bye.